Welcome back. I'm Jay. We got Steve behind the camera. This is the Heads Up Show. We've got the 2018 NFL, NFLPA helmet rankings just got released.
Yeah, there's some good info in here, man.
So we are here to talk about it. There's some new things on this. This test is for NFL players.
True.
So the scientists have simulated in the lab a test for NFL conditions.
Toughest environment, essentially.
It's got to be very clear here that this test is not recommending one helmet over another helmet, but I have a feeling there are a lot of people out there who are watching this who have helmets that may not even be allowed in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, so for the first time, the NFL has banned certain helmets.
First time helmets are going to be banned for 2018, and we're going to get into which helmets those are and when they apply to this rule later on in the video. But first, let's talk about some of the good things that have come out on this list. The top performing helmets for 2018, number one. Not only is it number one, Steve, it has basically widened the gap between Visus and the competition.
Yeah, they did a tremendous job of improving over last year's first place helmet.
Yes. So last year they were ranked number one on this test, and this year they're ranked number one and number two. So this helmet here is ranked number two, and then their new one for 2018, which basically looks exactly the same. It's a little bit lighter. New face masks are on it, and they've tweaked some things on the inside of the helmet.
Yeah.
Visus, Steve, I think that they've already got over 400 high schools and over 100 colleges that are going to be wearing these helmets in 2018. Plus, I would not be surprised if you see somebody on just about all, if not all, NFL teams wearing them. A lot of NFL teams had players wearing them last year.
Yeah,
and you're going to see even more players wearing them this year.
Well, they've come down in price by a third. That's
huge.
huge.
So they used to be $1,500. Now they're down to $950.
Yeah.
I think you can go to their website. We'll put links to Schutt, Riddell, Visus below. Hell, we'll throw Zenith on there as well, so you can go check out all of these. And we'll put the link to these results so you can go take a look at them. Big congrats to Visus for getting the number one and number two slots in this. The other mover and shaker in this list is going to be the Riddell Speed Flex Precision Fit.
Yeah, we knew that was going to do well.
And what's interesting with the Speed Flex helmet is it's got the third best score ranking on this chart, but it ranks 18th, and it's actually the first helmet in the second tier or the second half of the ranking, and it's the same helmet except for one is a precision fit, right?
Yeah.
And the precision fit is designed to basically fit and mold to your head better, or perfectly.
Precise.
Right? Versus one that's basically stock and it's out of the box.
Right.
So when I look at that, that tells me a lot. And we've been saying for years that when people ask us, hey, what's the best helmet? What should I buy? What's going to protect myself or my son or my daughter the best? And we kind of always say the same thing. Go try on as many as you possibly can. The fit is more important than the helmet, in my opinion.
Well, it's not even just in your opinion. This kind of proves your opinion. So what you're saying is, even though they're both Speed Flexes, one scored number 3, one scored 17, maybe just because of how precise it fits on your head made that big of a difference.
So that precision fit helmet, based on the way that I'm reading the details of the report, was basically designed to fit the head form of the test. Whereas the other one is just probably a large helmet out of the box.
Right.
So with a lot of these, almost with all of these helmets, you can buy different thicknesses of pads, and there's multiple pads inside the helmet. So if it's a little loose for you in the forehead, well, you can get a bigger forehead pad. If it's tight, in the jaw area, you can get a looser or a thinner jaw pad. And you can really dial these things in. If you just buy the helmet off the shelf, throw it on your head, and off you run, it could not only could it be the wrong size to start with, but you may need to tweak those pads a little bit to really get the dialed in right fit. Let's get to the helmets that don't perform well.
Yeah, not only that don't perform well, but that have been flat out banned. I find this super interesting that the NFL finally grew a pair and flat out banned some, the same way NASCAR banned certain helmets and certain tires. I guess, Jay, it's gotten to that point where these perform so poorly, it's time to let them go.
And I think what it is you have players, whether it's superstition or they're just comfortable.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's the big one.
Yeah.
But you've got multiple players wearing, say, one of the worst helmets on this list. Well, the worst helmet on the list is the original Schutt Air XP. And the Riddell VSR4, those helmets came out like in the 80s and 90s, Steve.
Which were great back then.
Well, that was the best of what the technology had available. But again, back then, the concern wasn't concussions. The concern was how do we protect the skull from breaking, right? And they did a great job at that.
Yeah.
But you've got players like Tom Brady who are still wearing the VSR4 helmet, and it could be partly because of superstition, and can you really blame the guy? And it's because what he's known for his whole career. He's tried out other helmets, and he always goes back to it because he's just more comfortable with the way that it fits. It fits his head. And I would make the argument that even though that helmet is going to be banned moving forward, if it fits him perfectly, it might be a lot safer for him than other helmets that he's going to try on that maybe don't fit him perfectly. I would personally say, well, just get the other helmets to fit you perfectly, and now you're in a better situation. Right?
Yeah, for real. But these 10, when do they actually, so they're not prohibited this year, correct? This is like a last year?
Yes and no, Steve.
Okay.
So the 10 helmets, so we've got 4 helmets from Rawlings. They stopped making football helmets several years ago. They're just not supported anymore. So I think it's a combination between didn't score well, plus they're not supported. So you can't wear any more of the Rawlings helmets, period.
Okay.
So whether you wore a Rawlings helmet last year or not, you're not allowed to wear Rawlings helmets anymore in the NFL.
Interesting.
Okay. The other helmets on the list, you've got a couple of the SG helmets, you've got some Schutt helmets, you've got the Riddell VSR4 helmet. If you wore the helmet in 2017, you are allowed to wear it in 2018. Okay. In 2018, from my understanding, the way I read this, will be the last year that those helmets are allowed to be worn in the NFL, and that's it. So they're basically giving the players 1 year to find a new helmet. It's so much of it, Steve, is about fit.
Fitment.
Gets the right fit. And if you aren't in a situation where you have a high level equipment manager that you can go to, or a coach that you can go to, or they might not seem like they know what they're doing, go and search out somebody who does. I'll tell you what, right now, if you could just go to a regular mom and pop, sporting goods dealer,
they're going to sell you what they have.
They're going to sell you what they have, and they may not know how to fit. They might think they know how to fit, but they may not know how to fit. I would assume not as well as the equipment managers that do it full-time in their business and in their career, and they've been doing it for 10, 15, 30, 40 years at the NFL and college level. I would say wherever you are in the country, go call up your local college and say, hey, can I come by? I got a helmet. I just want to make sure I got it fit right. Don't call them on a Friday before they're playing Alabama. Right, but in the middle of the summer,
be reasonable.
You'd be surprised how there's a lot of great guys out there, and if they can make time for you and helps you be a little bit safer. Yeah, or call the manufacturer. Schutt and Riddell and Visus and Zenith, they all have reps that are experts at fitting. They might be able to set something up with your school or your team where they come by and they just make sure everybody's fit properly.
True.
Listen, we really want to hear your feedback below. What kind of helmet do you use now? What kind of helmet do you want? If it was a perfect world, what helmet could you or would you wear? And let us know, what do you think the safest helmet is? What are some of your experiences?
That's true. I hope you guys find this interesting.
Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll have more videos like this coming soon. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.